Today we're making something really special. Meatball Wellington for you, your mom, your brother, your sister. I don't really care. It's good. Let's get started. All right, a meatball Wellington. It's going to be simple and it's just a few ingredients. So let's start this with first some ground chuck here. We're going to use half a pound, which means we're just going to slice this in half right there. Throw that in. Next we have half a pound of Italian sausage, hot. We're going to take that half as well. Throw that in there. Next, we're going to use half a cup of pork panko. We're using this instead of breadcrumb panko only because it's a little bit of a healthier option. So it's going to be good. Yeah, just dump it in there. Best you can. Half a cup. We got some Sargento grated parm. Take that, yeet it in the back. Take the grated parm, quarter cup. Boom, in there like that. I like a little extra cheese, so I'm going to add a little bit more. You do you. Next, we're going to take our garlic mint here, and we're going to take 2 cloves, which is simply 2 tablespoons in there as well. Nothing wrong with garlic. It is beautiful and flavorful. We have some freshly chopped basil, sort of. It's in here. We're going to take a quarter cup of that. Boom, right on top there. Take your baby chick, crack it on there, and dump that in there as well. And then take this, eat it in the back. Take another tablespoon or teaspoon, whatever you like, and dump in dried oregano. Then you're gonna take your salt from your salt cellar right here. We're using Himalayan sea salt, and we're gonna salt this pretty generously. So we're gonna do 2 pinches right over the top. Take your pepper, generously coat that. Now it's time to get your hands dirty and go in and mix all of this together. You wanna make sure that it's all well incorporated. There's lots of that flavor going throughout this meatball mixture. Shouldn't take long, something like that. Kind of the consistency we're looking for right there. You take the meatball, get it in your hand, roll it around until you make the ball shape. Probably a little bit smaller than this, but that's okay, about the size of your hand. Put it on a pan and throw it in the smoker at 225 for 15 minutes. After about 3 or 4 minutes, this is what it should look like. So we're gonna take this and we're gonna throw it right in the smoker, 15 minutes. At 250 degrees. Take a small bowl because we are going to make a cheesy mixture to go inside that Wellington and the meatball. It's going to make it nice and gooey. First part is 1 whole cup of mozzarella. You know what? I'm not going to measure with your heart. It looks to be about a cup right there, maybe a little more. That's okay. Take some parm, measure with your heart here. We want to go as cheesy as possible. Quarter cup parm. That's about it. And the secret sauce is some ricotta cheese. This one, about a half cup, which we will measure with that one. That looks good. Boom, right there. Put your gloves on and it's time to get down and dirty. We got to mix this cheese mixture together. It's really not that hard. It's, you know, just getting it all together. Making sure you get that ricotta spread out enough. That looks good right there. We're done. Secret sauce time. Take some olive oil. We're gonna get that nice and heated up here. That's pretty good. Take your garlic here. We call this jarlic because it's already minced and it's in a jar. Put that on there, 2 tablespoons. Roast this until it gets fragrant. This is over medium heat. You can already hear it sizzle. Well, I don't know if you can hear it because I have the microphone on, but you can see the sizzle and it's already becoming fragrant. We can smell it now. I'm gonna do this for a few minutes and then we'll throw in the tomatoes and get everything else ready. They're nice and fragrant. Take this big can, 28 ounces of crushed tomatoes. Turn your temperature down to a simmer. Take this, yeet it to the yard. 1 teaspoon of freshly chopped basil right there. 1 teaspoon dried oregano. Boom. 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You can adjust this as much as you want. The original recipe calls for half. I'm going because I like a little bit more heat. Now the secret to this sauce is this right here. Can you see that? This is the best that Dollar General has to offer me. But you know, we gotta try it here. It's great. Oh, quarter cup of red wine. Boom. Add a little more, pour one for your homies. This is a great cooking wine. I don't know if it's necessarily a fine dining wine, anything like that. Himalayan sea salt, heavy it 2 or 3 pinches. Then pepper, we're gonna go 2 pinches of pepper here. Take whatever you have. Start stirring that around, get it nice incorporated. We're gonna let this cook about 20 minutes while these meatballs finish on the smoker, and that'll give this time to come together, thicken up a little bit, and have all these beautiful ingredients meld together. Time to put those Wellingtons together. First, let's take these meatballs that have been smoking for about 15 minutes out. They absorb some light smoke. We're gonna set this over here. The meatballs are out and we gotta cook the puff pastry. So come on over here. We have to turn this up to 375 degrees. There we go. That's gonna come up to temperature while we put these Wellingtons together. All you're gonna need, some puff pastry sheets, a little bit of flour that we gotta throw down here, spread that out, get it nice and coated. There you go, that looks good. Take a puff pastry sheet. Gotta make sure these are thawed out per the instructions. I just left them in the fridge overnight. Holy sheet. There we go. One long sheet. If you have a roller, you want to roll this out to about 1/8 of an inch. I don't have a roller, so we're just going to kind of push it out until I deem that it's good, which to me, that looks good right there. Take your cooking guild knife. This is the chef's knife. Cut this into 4 equal pieces, going down the center and down the side right there. Is it perfect? No. But when you make this recipe, it's going to turn out perfect, just like me. Take a spoon, spoon in the cheese stuffing. That's about good right there. Spread it out a little bit so that the meatball will fit better. Add as much as you like though, because this is barbecue and that's what we do. I'm gonna come over here. Going to grab our smoked meatballs, place them dead in the center. Grab a couple more, we're gonna put them in dead center. These are not fully cooked yet. They are a little bit undercooked and that is okay. All we wanted to do is absorb that smoke, which I'm using post oak. Now is the fun part. We're going to take it and fold it all the way across, kind of shape it a little bit with your hand, and that is our first meatball Wellington. Finish packing the first few, but one thing you got to make sure you do, pinch these together to make sure that we are getting a secure filling and it's not going to spread out everywhere. Take some egg wash, which you're wondering, what is egg wash? Simply 1 egg beaten with a teaspoon of milk. That's going to give it a nice creamy texture, and this egg wash makes it come to a golden brown. Egg wash is on, all 8 are ready. Smoker is ready at 375 degrees. Slap it in there. We're going to set a timer for 10 minutes, and once that comes out, we're going to egg wash it again. Throw them back in for 10 to 15. Make sure you're keeping an eye on it so it doesn't burn. Pull these out just ever so slightly right here. Take the egg wash and wipe it on again. After this, it'll sit till they're done. 15 minutes is up. Look at this gorgeous meatball Wellingtons. Now, we knew that we would have a little bit of cheese block out. These are stunning. Take a look. We got our plate. Time to plate it all fancy like. So we're gonna get our secret sauce here, mix it up a little bit, and we're gonna let this sit on the plate. So we're gonna let it sit on this plate with that sauce right on the bottom, and then we're gonna dive in. Look at this, perfect. Nothing out of the bottom. We're gonna plate it right on top. Take our fresh parsley, but if you're like me, all you got is the dried parsley. Sprinkle that on top. There's a little bit of, that's a lot of parsley. First of all, come listen to this. I don't know if you can hear it. I'll get my microphone close. Nice and crispy, nice beautiful crust. We're gonna just cut right down the middle. And here comes the money shot. There. And that looks fan-freaking-tastic. You got the cheese right here, and of course the fully cooked meatball. Let's, you know what, screw the fork. We're gonna go, we're not fancy around here. There's that. We get a cross section. Let's take a bite. Oh my God, this is so good. Oh, wow. Oh man. Trying to gather my words. They always say, you know when the food's good when you're not talking. The sauce itself has got a little kick from that red pepper and the black pepper that we put on there. The meatball is perfectly tender, perfectly cooked with that ground hot Italian sausage and the ground beef mixed together. The puff pastry, I mean, this looks like a beef Wellington just on a smaller scale, and it all comes together perfectly. This can be a meal for anybody. I'm gonna give this a 10 out of 10, and it turned out perfect, just like me. You'll find this recipe on my website, grillmartco.com. See you next time.